Welcome to the world of Tales from the Trip.
Unlike most of the stories here, we weren't on some crazy drugs. We had just done some weed edibles and smoked a joint in the night. To the story. I live in South Africa, and wild animals are no rare sight for me, as going hunting and game driving happen often. My friend, who we will call Hugh, invited me away to a place called Cape Vidal. It's a really remote game reserve that has a coastline. We were staying in cabins about 200 meters from the beach. The area is amazing, and even when I was sober, walking through the pine forest towards the beach felt like a fairy tale. At night, fireflies would light the way by the hundreds, and the trees looked as if they were all one collective organism. We were staying there for about a week, and on the third night, we met up with a family friend of Hugh's, who we'll call Eric. Him and his two sisters were staying in a cabin pretty close to us. We decided to play Kings, a drinking game, with the four of us just for fun and see where the night went. We did eventually run out of alcohol, and us three boys decided to see what else we could get up to. We went over to Eric's cabin and saw the parents sitting in the living room. They were all really still and playing some 80s rock or something. They were also laughing, and we just figured they were on some kind of drug. It was their holiday too anyway. We went to Eric's room for a bit, and then proceeded to check if there was any alcohol left in Eric's fridge. To our dismay, it was all gone. But before we could leave, Hugh's mom offered us some chocolate cakes, which were probably the edibles. She didn't really specify what they were, but she gave them to us with an innocent grin on her face and chuckled a little bit. The other parents also laughed. We ate them without hesitation, and then proceeded to go back to Hugh's house. Hugh said he had brought a joint, and so we decided to go smoke it. We were walking along a road that took us to a fish gutting station, where the fishermen of the area could gut the fish and wash them. This place was just under a small hill which had the sea on the other side of it. We were standing around for a while, and then decided to light the joint. I think I took the first hit and started it up for us. It was pretty old and had apparently been in his pocket for like a month. We each got about 4 big pulls in and held our breath on each one to get a better high. We immediately started talking and making jokes. We started checking out the fish gutting station, which was really just a few smooth concrete blocks at waist height with taps at the side. I felt sorry for the fish that got gutted here and got me thinking about how cruel we are to animals. But my thoughts were soon turned to a rustle in the bushes. We all immediately pulled out our phones and checked what it was. When another rustle came, we all jumped onto the concrete blocks and looked around. As Hugh shined his light onto the floor just below him, he saw a bush pig staring back at him. He screamed, and we all screamed. The pig did as well and ran away. This was the first of 2 pig encounters of the night. Our hearts were racing, and once we had made sure it was gone, I jumped down first to lead the way up the hill. This is when I think the edibles kicked in. We looked at the ocean and all decided to run to it. We were just running and laughing, and the thought of the pig left our minds. We took some photos of crabs we had caught and laid down and watched the stars. We spent about an hour down there and then decided to go home. The walk back was nice. The fairy tale woods came to life even more, and the fireflies seemed magical. We were all talking and laughing, but things started to get a little crazy for me. My throat started to hurt from all the screaming and shouting. We were about 100 meters from Eric's cabin, where I could tell we were high as fuck and needed to compose ourselves in front of the parents. I kinda shouted at them to stop for a second and told them to breathe. We all took 3 breaths in and exhaled. We immediately felt calmer, and they both started thanking me, which was funny. I felt confident, like I was about to walk into a stage or something and do a performance. We were strutting along when we saw the parents leaning over the wooden deck of their cabin. They were all peering over the edge looking at something. At first I thought they were angry at us and knew we were high, which didn't make any sense because they gave us the edibles. But then, as we came around the corner where a bench was blocking our view of what they were looking at, we saw a giant bush pig with white fur all over its face and giant tusks. It hadn't seen us yet, but the parents said hello and the pig looked at us. The parents said casually, "This one bites." We all froze, and I was in front of the other two. I said, "Don't move or it'll chase you," remembering the scene from Jurassic Park. And as I said that, the pig grunted and lowered its head into a charging position. I just thought, oh shit, here we go, and the three of us split up in opposite directions. Hugh ran for the deck to try to get to the high ground, and Eric ran for a dustbin which he could stand on. I stayed still and watched it go in a circle after Hugh, and then Eric, and then me. Realizing this, I just ran in the direction of our cabin. I was barefoot and sprinted through the bushes. I could hear the pig running behind me over the thick leaves. I didn't stop for a second. I was screaming all the way, and I thought that if this thing got me, I would most certainly be killed. I felt thorns going into my feet, and branches were smacking me in the face. I can't remember much of that moment, but I remember tripping on a root and hitting my head on the ground. Hugh's parents were on the deck of our house and were obviously startled by my screaming. They asked what was wrong, and once I made it up the stairs on all fours, I tried to explain, but I was breathing so heavily that the only word I could get out was, "Pig." Eventually I calmed down, and Hugh came down a bit later. He and Eric thought I had been killed, and Eric went to bed thinking I had died. It was definitely the closest I felt to death or serious injury, but we then explained everything to the parents, and went to bed after a cup of tea. Alright, well whatever the fuck that was is over now. That was a story, alright. I don't know if South Africa is just like, does that happen normally over there where people get chased by pigs? I mean, I don't know. South Africa is pretty far away from where I live, so I don't know. I mean, I know bush pigs can be very dangerous, but like, I'm not used to seeing those in Ohio. So the only pigs we see are pigs on farms, and they're the cutest little things on the planet. But these ones are vicious. I mean, if you look at pictures of them, they'll scare you. I wouldn't want to come across one of these pigs, that's for sure. Especially after being on edibles. Like me, I'm very paranoid on weed. I take a couple hits and I'm like, panic attack. It just exemplifies my anxiety even more than it already is, so edibles are a no-no for me anymore. That is just too much. I can't imagine being chased by a bush pig while on edibles. That I would probably die, not even from the pig, but I would die from having a heart attack. But after reading that story, I just got like one question to ask about this person. So he felt like he almost died, and his friends were like running away, and they got away, of course, because they ended up at the cabin, but they just went inside and slept and didn't look for him, like, to be okay. It's like, oh, I thought you died. Like, that's how I picture that going on. Like, is that, I don't know what kind of friends are those to have, but I might want to get new ones there, buddy. I don't want to tell you what kind of friends you should or shouldn't have, but I don't know. If one of my friends thought I was going to die and they went to sleep on that wouldn't sit well with me. That's just me, though. I don't know about you guys, but that just made me feel a little weird reading that. While I was editing, I was just like, wait a second, what the fuck? Because when I read, you don't really see all the details at the beginning, but once you like edit it and you get to see it over and over again, you're like, oh wow, okay. So you get a better grasp of what the hell the story is about and stuff. But at the end, I mean, if you listen to the end product, of course you're gonna know what's going on. But like for me, it just like I just want to read it, get it done, get it edited, and then I could start focusing on what the fuck is going on. And when I was first reading it, I just kind of glossed over that, like, oh, that seems normal to me. And then just editing it, I'm like, no, I gotta say something about this. This is a little weird. And what are these parents doing, giving these kids edibles? I'm not gonna say don't give your kids edibles, because that's a freaking cool ass mom to do that, mom and dad, whatever. My mom would never do that. Although she gave me beers when I was 16, and look how I turned out. Not very good, mind you. I bet you if she gave me a joint or a backwoods, I'd end up like an Elon Musk or something. But tolerable. I don't know. I just had to interject there because that was just a little strange to me. I don't understand what the fuck that was. But yeah, the parents and the friends seemed a little fishy to me. But then again, it's in South Africa, so what goes on down there stays down there. Just like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, alright? You just gotta forget about it, alright? That's all you gotta do. And I guess South Africa has this kind of shit going on all the time. Now, every time I see South Africa, I'm gonna think about this pig encounter. And if I ever visit there, I'm gonna be on the lookout. And if I'm with my friends going down there and I get attacked by one, they better be right by my side and not sleeping. Because I'll be pissed. I'll be pissed on the plane ride home. Or a boat ride. Or a swim ride. I don't know. Bicycle on a boat? Maybe. I don't know. I'm rambling on here, so, yeah. That was some commentary. Anyways, please like this video if you enjoyed it. I thought it was an interesting story, so, hey, you might want to hit that like button. It does help out with the algorithm. Also, commenting too does really help. If you could just please do that, and subscribe if you're new. I know most of you are returning subscribers, which is great. I love that. But if you happen to be new, click that subscribe button for more content. This is one of the lesser disturbing ones. It wasn't really too bad, but it was just like what could have happened could have been really bad. You know, if he actually got like attacked, like this guy, I mean, the story wouldn't even exist because he'd be dead. So that's the part that freaked me out. Like pigs, bush pigs, they're scary. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, turn on that notification bell. And follow my Instagram at The Trip Keeper. I post daily on there. I post some memes. I post pictures of my cat, videos of my cat, you know, whatever you want to see. And you can DM me if you want to. If you're ever feeling down in the dumps and you just need someone to talk to, hey, I'm there to talk to you, buddy. I might not answer right away. I might not answer frequently because I'm busy with a full-time job, but I will get to you at some point. I promise you that. Alright, hope you enjoyed this video, and there's more videos on the way. Thank you all, and have a nice day.